You have to unmute yourself, hon. Hi, Judy. Start. Okay, so Ellen, are you ready?
I'm ready. I have one quick question. It just says I can't share a screen if you're sharing a screen. The last 3 minutes of my meditation, I have something I want on the screen.
Oh.
I didn't think of that. So I just went to test it.
Okay. So
So
then I will stop this. Not a problem.
is that okay? Because I can just play the sound if it, okay.
No, that's okay. So we'll start the broadcast.
So we're good. Okay. So good morning, everybody, and welcome home to our Sunday meditation. And I just invite you to take a breath and feel the space that you are in right now. And if you're comfortable, to just repeat with me 3 ohms. Om. 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 And on this Easter Sunday, we gather from all different backgrounds, religions, beliefs, but we're joined in this place of unity of all. So for just a moment, contemplate your idea of Easter, what you bring to it from your traditions, your past, your heart. It is a time of renewal that spans all religious traditions, all human traditions in some form. This particularly Sunday, drawing from Christianity, as we respect all faiths, all beliefs, and all understandings. Ernest Holmes speaks of it. Paramahansa Yogananda, Hindu, spoke of Easter in metaphysical terms in relation to Christ and the Christ consciousness. When we open our eyes of soul wisdom, we behold the omnipresent light of God. Within this light is the Christ consciousness. So just focus on that light that is at our being, that is who we are. Ernest Holmes says we are renewed by the passage of the divine light through our consciousness of wholeness into our physical organism, and every objective act. I know that every apparent death is a resurrection. And if we contemplate more on his words, therefore gladly today, I die to everything that is unlike good. Joyfully, I am resurrected into that which is beautiful, enduring, and true. Silently, I pass on less to more, from isolation to inclusion, and from separateness into oneness. We are one. Resurrection comes when we let our minds be purified from unconditional love. Total forgiveness, giving up our lovelessness and judgment, we let go of all negativity. The miracle of Easter is the dissolution of fear and the re-emergence of eternal love. All forms of expression are divine. Each person's understanding comes from the divine at their personal level of consciousness. We sit here right now with respect and appreciation for each person's individual expression and understanding of consciousness. In this silence, we offer a light to condemnation and judgment and fear. We open our consciousness right now in this moment to embrace and hold up the absolute grace of spirit. We offer gratitude for our expansive understanding of spirit. Gratitude for the power that understanding brings to our life. We know we trust. We are awakened. We are risen. Let our minds reflect on the word glory. In everyone's personal expression this Easter, regardless of semantics, or perhaps a consciousness that has fully not yet opened to the expansiveness of unity, we know there is love at the core of it all. There is joy. And in joy, all our minds reflect the glory of this one true spirit. There is no question in Handel's Messiah, the Hallelujah chorus is inspired by spirit. And we can look at the terms metaphysically. The word king, which is seen metaphysically as the faculty in each one of us guided by spirit. The I am as the ruling premise in our life. The doing away of limitations and accepting the word of truth. The King of Kings, the one overriding power and spirit that we all are. Lord is seen as the spiritual man. Think of our divine consciousness. Sit for a moment with the creative power within us. Lord of Lords, the overriding consciousness of all. Hallelujah. An expression of joy and awe of our spiritual nature, lifted up as the one spirit that we are. The spirit is omnipotent, the infinite power, all the power that there is. Just contemplate for a moment the power, the infinite power that is at the core of our being. The King, the omnipotent Lord, reigneth in our lives. In our understanding of truth, it is our strength, our knowing, our power, and a metaphor for what we live by. Christ consciousness will reign forever and ever. Art, music, beauty, nature, it all comes from the same source. And in those moments of connection to spirit, for anyone at any place in their journey, the joy is so real. It is powerful. It is at a level of vibration so high it touches eternity. Meditation can be silent. It can be active. And it is powerful and joyful expression. So on this Easter Sunday, I invite you to contemplate and meditate joyfully to experience this power of the largest ever rendition of the Hallelujah Chorus with 2,500 people joining with a 300-person choir. Immerse yourself in the joy. Feel the Spirit move within you, allowing for it without thought or preconception. Watch each person in this one moment completely immersed in joy. And this joy comes from one source, one power, one energy, and it is who and what we are. Each face and expression in this is our face. Each being in this is our being. The joy that is expressed is the one joy. And sorry, if you just sorry. Well, this isn't working. I'm so sorry. We'll try it one more time. Okay. So if you just sit and breathe for 1 minute, and clearly the Hallelujah Chorus is not coming up. So if you search it on YouTube and watch it, take a moment right now to breathe in the power of love, the power of joy, and the power of knowing that we are all one in spirit and in love. Namaste.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's just that the stream doesn't work
It
because
was a stream.
it was, yeah, everything's overloaded.
It is so cool and so powerful. If you Google the largest virtual Hallelujah Chorus and look at the faces and the power and the joy in what they are singing, it is just amazing. So,
Wow.
wow.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and both Lena and Nick said thank you for the beautiful meditation. So, thank you. And hello, Judy.
Hello, Helen and Ellen. I just want to know, like, this is the panel, and so what people see is not all of us.
What people see is who's ever speaking on the screen
Or makes a noise.
or makes a noise. So you can always mute yourself, but then you have to to come back on.
Okay. I'm going to unmute myself. I'm going to mute myself. And will you unmute me when you need me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to mute myself now, and that's it. I'm going to just stay put for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, and you'll just
Okay. I have to lean forward.
Okay. You know what though? Let me see. I have to go back. I can unmute you up here. Okay. Unmute Judy. You know what, Judy? You're just going to have to stay because it's too difficult for me to go back and forth between unmuting you as a panelist.
I'm sorry. My phone's unplugged. My email's off, so I'll just stay. Okay.
And all of my animals are in the bedroom with Mahala. So there shouldn't be any cats howling. Hello, Pierre and Tanis. Hello, hello, hello. Do you want to unmute yourself? Oh, I just unmuted you. That was easy. How come it was so hard for Judy?
Oh.
Oh, you guys look great.
So do you. Your hair's gotten so long.
It's, oh yeah, it's really long. It's really long. And so we will go to Facebook Live just before 11. It doesn't, because of the way I set it up on Facebook, I get to get in right at 11.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do we want to do a sound check?
There is no FB live stream right now, Lena, because I can't get in until 11. Okay, and hi, Pierre and Tanis from Lena.
Hi, Lena. Hello, Lena. Lena.
Yeah, do you want to do a little sound check?
Sure. Look, I'll do a little spin.
I know.
We just had a laughing attack, and it all kinds of phlegm.
Welcome to our home, our isolation zone. Let us sing songs to ease your mind. We're in this together as one. For an hour, let's have some fun. Welcome home, service has begun. Yeah, welcome home, service has begun. Yeah, welcome home, service has begun.
Love this.
Welcome home.
Pierre, you're a little bit staticky.
Staticky?
Yeah.
Static?
Because
Yep.
yeah. So
Check, 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 check.
that's good.
Staticky. Welcome home, service has begun.
That's much clearer.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
Let's just try it again then. Just let
Okay.
me know. Welcome to our home, our isolation zone. Let us sing songs to ease your mind. We're in this together as one. For an hour, let's have some fun. Welcome home, service has begun. Yeah, welcome home, service has begun. Let me
stuff there. How does that sound?
It's
Am I cutting out?
better. It's better. I think it's your guitar that needs tweaking.
So, oh, what's that?
It's coming across
Is it too full?
too full.
Too loud?
I can just turn it
Too
down a
big.
tiny bit and see what happens.
Too bassy? Too
Just turn the volume
just the
down a little
volume? Okay,
It
hold on a
might be
sec.
the volume, and then it's
Welcome to our home, our isolation zone. Let us
Yeah.
yeah. You could probably even turn it down just a tiny bit more.
So
Like-
what I can do, though, just so we don't mess with this, I can turn the volume down on my Zoom. I don't know if that would, or you're saying just the mix between the two.
It's the mix between the two, just a tiny bit. Yeah.
You can hear our vocals clearly?
I'm much clearer than I did the first time. Yeah. Tanis, I can hear clearly because you're directly into the mic, but you've got the guitar in the mic.
Yeah. It's kind of going,
Yeah.
hold on.
welcome to our home, our isolation zone. Let us sing songs to ease your mind. We're in this together as one for an hour. Let's
Much better?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's funny. You know, it's how it comes across on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's a different mix.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting thing because I went through that with Amy as well, and just getting that right balance of vocals and
Okay, good.
Yeah, because your mic will be picking up the guitar as well,
Yeah,
and,
that
and
would-
your amp, so
yeah.
it's like double.
that's
Yeah.
what's happening. It's double. So
Yeah.
Let me point it away from the amp. Well, no,
Do
it's
you-
gonna pick it up anyway.
Do you need to have your guitar amped?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's okay now?
yeah, better.
Okay.
Better.
I like great.
No, I can't give you great yet, but I don't want to
Hmm.
like
That sounds great here.
start.
Let's see, hold on. Let me try moving. So I moved it away a bit from, it's gonna come.
welcome to our home.
I'll just play a little lighter.
Welcome to our home, our isolation zone. Let us sing songs to ease your mind. We're in this.
Much
All right.
better. Much
Okay.
better.
I realized
So-
normally we would stand in place, so your mic was much farther from your guitar
Mhm.
back in the old
Yeah.
days.
But if that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
Let me just try another one.
All right.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gonna wake up to the morning light. Gonna wake up, everything's gonna be alright. The intention that I'm setting here for the day is to be open to whatever comes my way. Feeling that I have inside my heart is a loving. It's a good place to start.
Can you hear the kick?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Tom said when on Zoom, one has to avoid feedback by turning off the sound of the Zoom broadcast itself so that your microphone doesn't pick it up.
All right. Let me check
Thanks,
that with my
Tom.
preferences. So, Zoom. All right, sorry, I'm in the audio. What was that again you said?
Okay. When on Zoom, one has to avoid feedback by turning off the sound of the Zoom broadcast itself.
Okay.
Your microphone doesn't pick it up.
Oh, okay. Hold on a sec. Let me. So the microphone test. Well.
Sid can see. Sid, people can see.
Oh, people can see already. Oh no.
No, people are only on Zoom. Only
Yeah.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Everybody who knows you and loves you, they don't care.
Okay.
So test speakers. Because we did a test yesterday with Sid and we were so low. So I have the test mic maxed out so that it was much louder. It was too quiet yesterday. So.
But it was like
Audio.
the last one was much better. Like
Yeah.
exceedingly.
Let's just keep it where it is then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, he says sounds good to me now, Tom. So thanks, Tom. Because it
Thanks,
sounds much better to me too.
Okay.
We are going to Facebook Live.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
It takes a minute to.
Okay.
It's not all that instant.
So are you going to, are we just starting at 11? You're
No,
just
I'm going to say something first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Preparing to stream. Preparing live streaming preview. So it takes a minute or so.
We got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Me neither. I don't think anybody does.
No.
No. Okay, come on. Come on, you. And hello, everybody on Zoom. It's nice to see you on. Even if I only see your name, I know you're there. Oh, stop it, you Facebook Live. Here we go. It sometimes takes a couple of tries. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is. So here we go. Aha. Come on. And we all wait.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe, everyone, breathe. It's funny, I've gone through this for 3 Sundays now. Like, I wait for Facebook to actually hook in.
Dear Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. 3rd time, you can do it. You can do it, Zoom. You can do it, Facebook. I think what also happens is everybody, there are so many people streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and we are up. Okay. I'm so squished into a little tiny place. Go live. We're in. We're on. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday. Happy Passover. Welcome home to a body, mind, spirit connection. We're a New Thought Meditation Center, and we come together on Sundays to celebrate the power of love. The power of love that's within us, the power of love that's all around us, and the power of love that's going to come from our amazing, amazing guest artists today, Tanis Burnett and Pierre Gautreau, who many of you know. Yahoo! So happy to have you with us. Thank you. And I'm going to get you to start it off with your new song.
Just for this.
Just for this, it's fantastic.
Come to our home, our isolation zone. Let us sing songs to ease your mind. We're in this together as one. For an hour, let's have some fun. Welcome home, service has begun. Yeah, welcome home, service has begun. Yeah, welcome home, service has begun. Welcome home.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see everybody again. Are you in your pajamas? So we're going to do Point of Power, which many of you know. For those of you who don't, it's very simple to sing along, and I'm going to help you out.
2, 3, 4. In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment I feel grace. In this moment I feel grace. In this moment I feel grace. I feel grace. I feel grace. I feel grace. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment
I love it. it, and I can just, I see everybody who's on Zoom. I don't see who's on Facebook right now, but oh my gosh, it's just like, I'm sure people are dancing in their seats, and I keep getting so many notifications from people. So I look down and like there's notification after notification, and people are so excited that you're with us.
Oh, awesome.
Good.
Great to be back.
Good to be back. Yes.
Yes, and so we're now going to move into our ritual of lighting. It's one candle here. It's usually many candles at Welcome Home. And we are going to, once I get this started, and I'm sure the flame will show up. We've been burning this candle every morning for our morning prayer sessions as well. And we recognize and honor all faiths, all religions, knowing that, all these faiths and religions have that point of power, have that point of love and joy. And so in recognizing them, we also recognize that religions are a collection of ideas and practices, values, stories that have been told throughout history, and all of them are embedded in our culture, and we're not separate from them. What we want to do is embrace and take that message of love in any way that it shows up. So first of all, we do recognize Hinduism, which is the world's oldest religion, often described as a way of life. And Hinduism is unique in that it's not a single religion, but a compilation of many traditions and philosophies. And the worship of the divine, the feminine form, is an aspect of Hinduism that sets it apart from different religious traditions. We also recognize Judaism and the teaching of oneness of God as spiritual first, not physical. And we also recognize that it's Passover this weekend, as well as Easter. We recognize Buddhism, embracing the concept of karma, which is the law of cause and effect. Christianity, recognizing the Christ consciousness, and that Christ consciousness is the consciousness of pure divine love that is within each and every one of us. We recognize the Tao, which recognizes the importance of harmonizing and balancing the masculine, the feminine, the yin, the yang. And then Confucianism, Confucius believed that no one could ever have too much spiritual knowledge. And then Islam, which is the submission to the will of God. And Islam also teaches humanity, equality, and forgiveness. And so we need to recognize that, our own shared humanity in everything that's going on. We recognize the shaman traditions, which involves the belief that shamans reach this altered state of consciousness, this pure divine consciousness of spirit, and have the power to heal the sick and communicate with other spirits, but also to escort the souls of those passing on into an afterlife. We recognize our First Nations traditions, which are many across this nation of Canada, and they regularly give thanks through ceremony, through ritual, and everyday acts of kindness, of givingness. We recognize the Baha'i faith, which is the oneness of religion and the oneness of humankind. We recognize our own New Thought traditions and philosophy, particularly science of mind, which is the belief that back of all of life is that one divine, infinite, creative, intelligent power that is through each and every one of us and through everything. And then we also recognize the light in many traditions and faiths that aren't yet recognized or spoken about here this morning. We recognize the light in each one of us, the light that just shines so brightly through so many of you, and that it's going to bring tears to my eyes because I love you all and I miss you all so much. And also I want to acknowledge the light within each and every person that has passed on from the virus or through other circumstances, and the light in all of those incredible first line workers that are just putting themselves out there in the world. And thank you for that. We're going to talk more on how you can actually express thanks for each and every one of them when I give the announcements at the end of service. So recognizing the light within, the light beyond, the light in everything. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Judy to take us into our opening treatment.
Hello, everybody. And it's wonderful to know how many of you are with us, although I can't see you, I can't see names, I just see the panel. So I invite you to take a breath. Take a breath and in faith know that there is one power for good operating throughout the entire universe. There is one power greater than any power, and I call it God, I call it Spirit, I call it the divine presence, universal energy, one mind, mind with a capital M. It is all-knowing and all-powerful, and this presence is everywhere present. And it contains all knowledge, and it's the power back of all creation. And so there's nothing that nothing that has power over this divine energy, nothing. It is the only authentic power, and it created us out of its love, out of itself, and out of its self-givingness. So that makes us all expressions of divine spirit in human form. We are pure spirit, living one heck of a human experience right here and right now. And knowing the truth of our divine connection to God, I affirm our divine prosperity, our theme for the month. All that God has is available to each of us, and it is given as we believe. And through the power of divine spirit, anything and everything is possible. So I affirm our greater good, our greater abundance, our greater world that we are now creating, evolving before our very eyes. And I affirm that what lies beneath appearances, our greater world that we are now creating, is evolving right now. And I affirm that what lies beneath appearance is our next evolution, our next world of love and kindness and abundance, of all that we need to live in peace and harmony with each other. So I rejoice on this Easter Sunday in the certainty that our new world is now evolving and shows up in form, in divine right timing. And so with gratitude for all the love and kindness that is showing up on this planet right now, I release these words as God. I let it go. I let it be so. And in your isolation, in your silence, please join me in saying, and so it is. And we have an affirmation. And I don't know if it's showing up on the screen or not, but I'll read it out to you. I live in an abundant universe. There is more than enough for everyone, and therefore I receive my good and I give back generously. Thank you, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Judy. Beautiful. And so I'll hand it over to Pierre and Tanis for our invocation song.
Lace the shoes upon my feet and go walking down the street with a smile on my face. Found this joy deep inside. It's busted my heart open wide and filled it with grace. It's food for my soul, nourishes me as I grow. It enlightens my mind when I live in grace. When I live in grace. Every day starts anew. There's always more good to do when we live in grace. Put a smile on someone's face, or just be there to hold the space and wash them in love. It's what we can do to see right through to the essence of who they are. Like you and me, beyond what you see, love's a bottomless reservoir. When you live in grace, when you live in grace, aligned with divine, the greatest life you will find in grace. In grace. In grace. In grace. Place the shoes upon my feet and go walking down the street with a smile on my face while still respecting social distancing.
Oh, just as I'm about to burst into tears, you make me laugh. Love it. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Oh. Okay, Judy.
Hello, everybody. I miss you so much. And hello, Tanis and Pierre. So happy to see you too on this panel. So everybody, how abundant are you feeling these days? You know, while working from home most days, I've had a lot more time to take stock of my life. And I found out I'm a millionaire. A millionaire in so many ways. Not about dollars, but about blessings. About millions of blessings abounding in my life right now, and my senses are so heightened. And this world situation has given a whole new meaning to the word millionaire to me. And our theme this month is prosperity and abundance. And so I am seeing millions of ways to be happy. And honestly, I can't see too much to be unhappy about other than knowing that there are people who are stressed, who are living in fear, and who may be doing without, and who have lost their jobs. Let's send our love and our prayers to them. Anyone right now who has a roof over their head is pretty wealthy. Anyone who has food to eat is prosperous. And we're feeling abundant with music, with friends and family and love and prayer. That's prosperity. As our senses have been heightened, we're seeing and hearing and feeling more kindness and love than ever before. People are kinder and friendlier now. I'm talking about the people in the grocery stores and the gas stations and the drugstores and the people that we connect with online. There's an abundance of love flowing, and you know what? It's unstoppable. It feels unstoppable, and this world is continuing to come together as we all recognize we are in this together, we belong to each other. That's prosperity. So there's no end to the many ways to connect. And last Saturday at exactly 10:45 p.m., which was an auspicious moment in galactic time, I participated in that mass global meditation that brought so many people together, not to fight a pandemic, but to recognize our oneness and our lovingness and our need for each other. And there were more than 1 million people on this meditation, who knows how many, and it's growing exponentially as the lockdowns continue. So I know when the dust settles, and I know it will, we will all have learned a lot more than we know now. There's a lot being said, a lot being written, more details coming out. So when the dust settles, we will be acutely aware of how little we really do need, and of how much we really do have, too much really. And above all, we will know how valuable our human connection is. I found this wonderful anonymous quote: "Close your eyes and give thanks 50 times a day. Gratitude is the wine of the soul. Feel free to go out and get drunk on it." You know, you know, we're all feeling so much uncertainty, but the truth is, life has never been certain. And now that we're really feeling this uncertainty, we're staring it in the face. We know what uncertainty feels like now, and life has never been certain. We didn't experience it like we're experiencing it now. And here we all living and coping with uncertainty, and coping with it very well. So with absolute faith, I believe that something greater is going on beneath the surface level for us, not to us, for us. It always is, and nothing is ever what it appears to be. We are birthing our new earth, a new frequency, a new heart frequency, a new love frequency. We've been dysfunctional, let's face it. This has been a dysfunctional world. We can't continue. Something new needs to be born and is being born. So bask in your millionaires, your millions of blessings, and know that the universe is creating miracles for all of us, for you. And right now, this very second, be aware and recognize the blessings. And don't let anything get you down. Do the work on yourself. Attend one of our online classes, or our classes, or Helen's daily 8 o'clock meditation. Continue to spread your light and your love. I miss you all. Continue to spread your light and your love throughout the world, and continue to look for all the opportunities for peace and calm and serenity. It's within you. For they are your greatest strengths at this time, and they are what you need and what all humanity needs right now. As we move past this temporary time, this temporary setback, this is what creates prosperity for all. Namaste. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, well, I'm going to take it away on that note so I can compose myself.
As we don't have a drum kit or a drummer, I get to do some sound effects and be the hi-hat. So just suspend your disbelief for a moment.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm gonna wake up to the morning light. Gonna wake up, everything's gonna be alright. The intention that I'm setting here for the day, to be open to whatever comes my way. If the feeling that I have inside my heart is a loving, it's a good place to start. Living any other way is no good. It's a way to live I never really understood. So, do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love, do what you love. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. If you do what you love what you do. So if you're dozing and half asleep, well, staring out the window, watching life pass you by, the highlight of your day is watching wet paint dry. Whoa, do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love, do what you love. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. When you do what you love what you do. The potential that's inside of you is only limited to what you think you can do. The love of your life is not to miss. Follow your heart, follow your please. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love, do what you love. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. If you do what you love what you do. The possibilities out there. Let your passion take you where joy surrounds you every day. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. Do what you love, do what you love. Hey, hey, do what you love what you do. Do what you love what you do. If you do what you love, oh, you love what you do. If you do what you love what you do. If you do what you love what you do. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I know Rustin is on and commenting and oh, fantastic. Thank you. And you know, it's actually this perfect song because again, it's just inviting all of us to really tap into what do we love to do? What do we love? And what is going to bring us that sense of abundance, of joy, the abundance of life, because that's what abundance is, right? It's the abounding fullness of joy and strength in our bodies, our minds, our spirits, and to overabound or to abound with what we love to do. So it's just absolutely perfect. I love it. I'm talking today about, you know, it is Easter and resurrection and all, you know, Passover and all of that. So I wanted to just give an idea about how actually abundance and resurrection can actually really work together, because when we are abound with what we desire and we are restoring our mind and our body to that original underlying state, which is love, right? When we're coming back into who we truly are, we realize like we are that whole drop. We contain everything. And so the power within us is so omnipresent, and it's up to us to tune into it. And I think as we've come together and, you know, we come together in these celebrations of love online, and yet we're all in our own space and we're kind of being, you know, bumped by the universe to really confront, like, wow, as Judy said, what is really important to me? What is it that I want to do? And yesterday in the Conscious Healthcare Summit that Mitch and I were co-hosting, we had a guest, Vishwa let me just look at it to make sure I get it right, because I did not, Srivasanan, who's from the Heartfulness Meditation Group. And he talked about the power of the heart and really coming into the heart space to recognize that this is who we are truly. This is where everything begins, is in our heart. And when we tap into that, we can really understand how powerful we are. So it really is, the word resurrection suggests that there's been a falling short of divine standards. That somehow, you know, we collectively in our own consciousness, we've kind of fallen short, and now we're being asked to really step it up in our consciousness, to understand how interconnected we are, how precise the universe is, which I think was so beautifully illustrated in the first Conscious Healthcare Summit, when Dr. Mitch Abrams talked about how our fingerprint contains the same cellular structure that is in every cell of our body, and that 99.8% of our DNA matches everyone else's. We are so, and that matches the preciseness of everything in the universe. That's how connected we are. And so to step up in this divine recognition of our own oneness, this is how we become restored, we become revived. And this is where we can also then really, as Judy so beautifully said in her talk about seeing a new earth, a new concept, what can we innovate and create together that supports all of us in recognizing that we have to be in this together, and not just in Canada, globally. Globally, on an economic, on an education level, healthcare level, we need to level the playing field here and recognize that what I do, what you do, has an effect in another part of the world, has an effect in the universal consciousness of that law of cause and effect that is constantly in action. And so how do we create something and innovate something that is supportive of everyone? And so there are certain universal patterns that we're actually being confronted with. And of course, confrontation doesn't mean conflict. It means bringing face to face. And the first universal pattern that we're all bumping up against is life has its challenges. And I don't know anybody who isn't challenged in some way. And it doesn't have to be a devastating challenge, although that is happening for some people. But we're challenged in just how are we going to show up and deal with these, with being in isolation? How are we going to bring ourselves to today in a consciousness of love? And so if we run or we hide, we collapse into that pain, well, then it'll continue to haunt us. So we need to really confront what is that pain that we're feeling and see it. And then how do we rise above it? How do we transcend it to really bring ourselves into a different state of being? All of creation has a pattern of wisdom. And so this creation of what we're experiencing, there's an order to it. There is a wisdom to it. We just might not know what that is right now. So it's by trusting the process. It's by trusting what we're going through and trusting that we can rise up to these challenges and rise above them from that place of love and caring and compassion, that we don't get sucked into the undertow of fear. And here's the second pattern that we're being confronted with. Our ego is not important. Our ego just doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter what we did or who we are or what kind of egoic structure or construct we created for ourselves. This experience is leveling the playing field, and it's a good thing. So egos can be dismantled. We don't need that rigid ego structure. We need a healthy one, but we don't need a rigid one. And we don't need to base our self-worth and our values on something outside of ourselves. And I'd have to say that the people I know that are really, really crumbling and collapsing into the fear are people with the most rigid ego structure and people who haven't been building a spiritual foundation. And so for all of us, we're here together in this celebration of love. We've been building some sort of spiritual foundation. And of course, there's always more work to do. But, it's like it will help sustain you. And you won't, when the whole outside starts to crumble and change, you won't be sucked into that. And you won't recognize that that's not a loss of yourself. That's just a loss of a construct that was no longer working. And our ego always wants to draw conclusions. wants to think it knows, and wants to come into that place of judgment. And it's like, yeah, we can't do that anymore because nobody knows. We can't draw any conclusions. Nobody knows. And so letting go of your ego, think of your ego like an earthquake in your brain and a hurricane in your heart. And so let it go. It's all being shaken up. And that's where we can step into a place of surrender. And then third pattern that we're so so addicted to in some ways is life is not about you. Gotta let go. Life is not about you.
What? What is that?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But guess what? You are about life. You are about life. Life is expressing through you in every moment. And what can you do to express that? It's like, what do you love to do? How can you serve? How can you be expansive in your moments of isolation? By getting drunk on gratitude, like Judy said. I love that, getting drunk on gratitude. Considering I'm not drinking these days. I decided that when I'm in isolation, I'm not going to drink alcohol. I just figured that was not a good thing for me to do, and I usually feel fuzzy the next morning and went, no, I don't want to feel that. So I will get drunk on the gratitude, Judy. I love it. But it's like, here we are, this expression of a beautiful universal pattern of love. That's at the very core of who we are. That is the source and substance of all of our supply that creates all these amazing patterns in the universe. So why not tap into that and express it? Because life is in us and through us at all times and in every single moment. Whether we like it or not, we have choice in how we bring ourselves to life and express that life. So, it's like, wow, drop down into your heart and ask your heart, because your heart knows, and start to express those beautiful energies of love and peace, compassion, joy, expression. And this morning, when I was getting ready for this morning's service, and I was running around like I usually do. For any of you know me, I like to run around a lot. And I was completing a mandala, and I'll show you the mandala later in announcements. And I was like, Mahala, do you want to help me do this? And she was baking cookies and baking lemon loaf and all this stuff. And finally she said, okay, I'll do some. And she said, Mom, calm down. It'll all get done. And I'm like, yeah, but I get excited about doing this stuff. So you will see in the mandala, she colors very softly. She goes, this is me calm. You coloring intensely, Mom. That's your crazy energy. And I'm like, yes, but it is life. It is my life force. And we all have different life forces. And to express how life flows through you as you in your own unique way. And my daughter and I are very different. We are very different in how we express our life force. And that became very, very clear this morning. The fourth pattern that we're all being ever so gently nudged to let go of is, you are not in control. You are just not in control here. There is something much bigger at play. And we're being asked to surrender into the divine, to accept, to embrace what's happening with full faith that everything is unfolding for our highest and best good. It might not appear like that right now, but the more we surrender into all of that benevolence of the universe, the more we surrender into our heart, we can hear that voice that knows how to guide us. So I invite you to just let go, practice letting go. None of us have any control here. It's all happening, and we can go through it together from that place of acceptance and grace and love. And, you know, this is where appreciation and gratitude do come in, because they do help us to surrender. It's like, okay, I don't really like what's going on, but what can I appreciate about this moment? What can I feel grateful for? And then the last, or the fifth pattern that's showing up, and we have to confront this, is we're going to die. And I think we're getting really, you know, it's like, wow, we don't want to face that. We don't want to look at it. And there is a Hindu aphorism. The surprise of surprises is that although everybody who has ever lived in this world has died, for some reason, we think we won't. We think we won't. And yet, we're all going to go through this intense process at some time. And I think one of the things that's happened for us is, because there have been so many tragic deaths, is that we are being confronted with death. And we have to look at that in ourselves and really see, like, okay, so how do I want to recognize that at some point that is going to be part of my experience as I'm living in a human body, but to not perceive it as the enemy, to perceive it as a resurrection of spirit within us that transitions to somewhere else, to recognize that we have the opportunity to live life so fully, so completely, and let's take these moments and do it, no matter what our circumstances are. Let's touch upon life to the fullest. And let's reach out and stay connected to one another through the many, many avenues that we have. And really, those relationships, and I think that's one of the things that's so incredible about, you know, being online. And I see all the people that are just on Zoom, and seeing Tanis and Pierre and Judy and Ellen earlier, is that, oh my God, we all love each other. We love each other so much. And Tony's on from Ireland. And, you know, there's so many people that I haven't seen in such a long time that I deeply love and care about. So let's take those moments to express that love to each other, so that when we are confronted with that intense process of transformation, of death, that it's like, we're okay. We're okay because we know we've lived so fully and completely, and we live our life without regrets. And you know, I think I had that lesson really early on when a dear friend of mine lost her son. He was 5 years old. And my girlfriend said to me, I realize I don't have any control over my son's life. And Derek and I made that really conscious choice in that moment. Mahala was 6 and Sam, who passed away, was 5. That we weren't going to live our life with regrets, that we were going to live it and are living it to the fullest, expressing our love. And it doesn't mean we haven't had challenges. It doesn't mean that there are moments when I've been fighting instead of surrendering. It doesn't mean I haven't had an ego at times trying to figure everything out. It doesn't mean any of those things. It means we come back and we go, what's truly meaningful? What is truly meaningful and valuable? And am I living that? Am I living it so fully and completely? And so I would like to recognize all of those who are passing over, and maybe not passing over in the best circumstances with their loved ones around them. And I think this is where each one of us can send so much love out to those people to really support the passing, the transition that they are going through, that transformational process. And to let them know, yes, while your loved ones might not be able to be with you in this moment, we are all with you. We are all supporting you. We are all loving you and recognizing you as the divine spirit that you are, and wishing you so much love in whatever that next experience and transition is, because our vibrancy, the recognition, and the resurrection and the expansiveness of our consciousness starts with us recognizing we are all one. We are all in this together, and that there is one life, and that life is perfect. It is creative. It is ever expanding, and that life is our life right here, right now, in this moment, as we are all connected online and together. So I invite you to stop drawing conclusions, keep your mind open. And here's the question. Here is the question I invite you to sit in. What divine aspect in me can be resurrected so that I am part of the creative, innovative, and expansion of a new pattern that contributes to the equalization and abundant future for everyone, for everyone. And this is, I have full faith that there is something truly glorious that is happening as a result of all of this. So the choices that we make today create the future of tomorrow. So allow the quantum field to create the magic of something new, something exciting, where all of us, every single person on this earth plane, gets to thrive in. We need to go beyond survival into thriving. And so release the conclusions, surrender into the divine, let go of your ego, let go of control. Confront that, yes, we're here for a very short time. So let it count. Let it be in contribution. And surrender into that beautiful, divine, loving, infinite, creative intelligence that has birthed us all. So with that, I wish you all many blessings on this Easter Sunday. I say thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this service. And I am going to pull up, I'm going to screen share the announcements so that you can get them all and see them all versus me just talking at you as you have so graciously allowed me to do for the last 20 minutes. Thank you. And just give me 1 second here. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, first of all, just to review our affirmation of our giving affirmation. And we can say this together, and divine love flows through me. It blesses and multiplies all that I have, all I give, and all I receive. I am richly blessed, creating a greater and greater flow of abundance. And so it is. And so we greatly receive any donation. You can go to our website at welcomeometoronto.com or send an email to an e-transfer to admin@welcomeometoronto.com. And then, just so you know, you can light up your mind with affirmative prayer with me every morning on Facebook Live at 8 a.m. And our Facebook handle is at welcomeomto. Meditation classes every morning, 6 days a week at 9 a.m. We have the list on our website, and we will be adding in a sound bath with Philip at some point, I think starting next week as well. So, and then 7 p.m., of course, is Emotional Freedom with Carrie. So you can see all the classes, our Zoom link on the Welcome Home calendar. So please go to our website, join in for meditation. I don't care if you can pay or not. Just get in there and do your spiritual practice. And these meditations are just wonderful in having you connect deeper to your heart space, to the love and light that you truly are. Also, so here's my mandala. And this is thanks to Mitch Abrams, who some of you now know, and I think he's just becoming an honorary member of our community, whether he likes it or not. I am going to send this out in a newsletter, the PDF, so you can download a mandala and color it and give thanks to a frontline worker. And you can use the hashtag #LoveIsInfectious2. You can tag Welcome OMTO. You can tag NextGen Health and any frontline workers that you know. And I just want to tell you, I gave thanks here to a woman who works in a bank every day. I know 3 generations of her family. And she is a young mother. She leaves her baby every day to go to work. And I'm sure it's not fun working in banks these days with the stresses around finances. But she makes sure she and her husband get onto prayer at least 5 days a week before she goes to work, so that she is raising her consciousness, raising her vibration before she goes out and into her job. So thank you, Sandra Parks. So you can see, you can put you can put a name there, you can write things around it. You can see where the intense orange is me, the intensity in the middle is me, and the rest is Mahala, all the light parts. So you can post this on social media and thank so many people who are doing such a great, great job. So that is one thing our community can do. Here is the next thing. So, Friday kindness. So every Friday, starting this coming Friday, Ellen and myself are going to be at the center. We will have masks on and gloves on. We will be social distancing, but we are going to make a bag lunch containing a sandwich wrap, a juice box, or a small water bottle, or a granola bar, tea, at Welcome Home. And what we are going to do, because there are so many people on the street who do not have access to food. The food banks are closed. Or not the food banks, but the shelters are closed and where people can get a meal. We're going to distribute these bags. And so there's a couple of things that you can do. If you want to distribute, you could come and we will place bags outside the center at 1 p.m. and you don't have to come in, and you can pick up some bags. And if you know where there are homeless people in your area, you pick up some bags and take them. We will have a special donation button for donations in kind specifically to this that will be on the front page of our website in the next couple of days. So you can make a donation so we can go and buy more supplies. If you want more information, you can contact me, Helen at welcomeomtoronto.com, or Ellen at admin@welcomeomtoronto.com. But we're going to do this every Friday. And so we can take only one more person in the center if you wanted to come in and put together the sandwiches and create the bags. We can't take any more than that because that we want to really respect social distancing. Everything will be disinfected. We'll make sure that everything is done properly so that we're not contaminating anything, should anything be, but also we will not, we just want to be respectful and honoring of all the guidelines. So if you want to do that, you can let me know. And yeah, we need to do, this is how our community can contribute and do more and serve. So again, we're calling it #Friday Kindness. And whoops, sorry guys. Oh, that's it. That's it for announcements right now. Oh no, there's more announcements. On Tuesday, oh, and I'm so sorry I didn't put this up. Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom and on Facebook Live, Jacqueline Holmes and another amazing songwriter, they're going to do the Songwriters Singer Circle series. And Jacqueline's also asking other people if they want to join in. So you get a concert for an hour on Tuesday, and we'll continue that monthly. We were supposed to have it in person, but you know what? We're doing it online. And thank you, Jacqueline. That is amazing that you are doing this. So that's it for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many, many blessings. I love you all. And thank you, Tanis and Pierre, for being our musical guests. Thank you, Judy, for your brilliant, brilliant talk and prayer. Thank you, Ellen, for your meditation. Next week, our musical guests will be Heather and Jason Powers from Los Angeles. And oh, you're in for a treat there. And also, Pierre and Tanis, you are part of the Comfy Couch series on
April 19th, Sunday night.
Next Sunday night.
Next Sunday night at
next
9
Sunday night,
p.m.
so you can catch them again. And we'll have them back in May as well. We'll have you back, which is so great. Aiden and Brendan will be with us the last Sunday of April, and then we'll get the schedule going for May. So thank you, everyone. Many blessings to you, much love, and take it away, Tanis and Pierre.
Love you.
Love you.
While we're in lockdown, have you heard the news? Well, apparently, we all got free will. We all get to choose. Are you singing love songs, or are you singing the blues? Now you've got your way, and I've got mine. And we're all connected by the universal central line, attracted to us what we believe all of the time. So I give what I got to give what I got to give in love. I give what I got to give what I got to give in love. Give what I got to give what I got to give in love. Always brings the sun out, which breaks that dark cloud of love. Now, hey there in the mirror, what's it gonna be? Oh, 'cause you know every reason the past that's gonna set you free. And there's only love, it's plain to see, that can take away the pain and the misery. So I give what I got to give what I got to give love. Give what I got to give what I got to give love. Oh, give what I got to give what I got to give love. It always brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud of love. If I think of how I'm feeling and it isn't quite appealing, there are two things I can do. I can still play that game, you know what I'm talking about, and feel the same. Put my foot in the other shoe. Give what I got to give what I got to give love. Give what I got to give what I got to give love. Oh, give what I got to give which brings the sun now, which breaks the dark cloud. Which brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud, which breaks the dark cloud, which breaks the dark cloud.
Yes, thank you so much. Awesome. Love you guys. Bye. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover. Have a great rest of your day.
We will.
Bye.
Bye.